All right, I'm live. And yeah. Oh, it was so bad. Oh my gosh. I am so happy. So hold on, let me send this out to all the socials real quick that we are live because apparently it's not streaming to everything live right now. And I don't know why I can't go to Twitter from my app on my iPad, but I can't. So yeah. That's that business. Let's go to Facebook. We're calling this episode 253. We're going to call it Bobby Green's Big Gadoosh. Because that's what it was. It was a gadoosh. Goodness, it was wild. And soon we'll start the episode after I post this to the ever useful Instagram threads because everybody's on that, huh? Who knows? I might have somebody tune in from that. That would be cool. That would be cool. Oh, that's volume that we don't need. All right. Go to YouTube. Let's pull it up. Yep, let's pull up the live chat just in case I missed something. Ignore that mic noise. Oh, that's about to fall out. Can't have that. All right. And here we go. What's up, everyone? It's episode 253 of the Fight Library. I am your host, Blaine Henry, and today we are talking about Bobby Green's Big Gadoosh because it was massive. Oh, it was so big. It was wild. Tayshawn make a million. Yes, I am an actual person. So check it out. This is a live podcast. And in the corner right here, I believe that, yeah, okay, sometimes I get backwards. In the corner right here, I have comments. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't think you can. But anyway, so I'll be also talking comments as well. So yeah, today I want to talk about Bobby Green's Big Gadoosh, and I want to talk about Leigh Wood for a few minutes here because there's no way I can get 20, 30 minutes out of Bobby Green beating Grant Dawson in 33 seconds. Just can't. It's not possible. Yeah. So I've been watching the subreddit for years. I had no idea you were actually real. Yeah, I'm real. Yeah. So if you don't know, I got a subreddit. Bobby Green is very underrated, and Tyshawn said, I don't know how to say this. Like, I run the subreddit, but like I let the people run it too a lot. I post just cool stuff, and other people find it cool, and they post their own things. R/Fight Library if you want to go there. So yeah. Anyway, so Bobby Green's very underrated because he really just comes out and he does his thing. It was beautiful. Grant Dawson, he's a really good grappler, and I'm glad I didn't talk about him on the podcast because last week because I'm like. Yeah, I want to talk so bad about Bobby Green. So, like, I was eating crow on Instagram. I had to upload a short on Instagram, TikTok, and all that about me, like, being wrong. It's hilarious. You go check it out. You go to my profile anywhere it's there. Put it in the Arms of an Angel by Sarah McLachlan back in. It's beautiful. So, yeah, like, the thing Grant Dawson does that I like really, dude, he comes with this overhand right, and he's looking for a knee tap. It's very obvious because Bobby Green is in South Orthodox. He's in Orthodox. His left foot's forward, and he's looking for this knee tap where he comes, he throws overhand right, he gets in, and he just grabs the collar tie, single collar tie, and then he picks up the knee, and he can just run the pipe or whatever you call it, where he goes down, and it works on somebody who doesn't switch stances. So I just released a video about Alexander Volkanovski switching stances. That's actually live on YouTube now, and you can catch it on like Twitter and stuff. I uploaded it directly because I'm not like trying to push everybody to YouTube. It's just something I do for fun. But like what Volkanovski does, he'll step in with his inside low kick. So he'll step up with his left foot, and he'll kick the inside lead leg with his right foot, and then he'll take that right foot and he'll bring it all the way back into Orthodox or Southpaw. He'll bring it to the opposite stance. And there he opened up like with Rodriguez, so he would have brought it back from Orthodox, so he kicks with his left leg, and he brings it all the way back to Southpaw, and Yair Rodriguez thinking, oh, he kicked me, I should cross right here, and throws a right cross, and Volkanizes that, haha, your hands down, comes over the top with a right hook. Tyshawn says Dawson was fighting sloppy. And yeah, that the very first punch he threw is just sloppy. He dips, he comes over the top with this, and he's looking for the knee tap, and it's like you're dropping your hand, you're dipping to his power side. It's not going to be a good night for you. And like, I was like big on Dawson going into this, like, oh yeah, he's got this, man. He's got this. He's going to go in there and beat, Bobby Green and have himself a coming out party of, oh, this guy's legit. And he got sparked. And the thing is, like, he didn't dip as much on the other, what you call it, the left that Bobby Green caught him with, but Bobby Green still caught him with that left as he was stepping in and dipping, lowering that hand. Obviously, he wanted to grab the leg or the knee. That's his whole game. It didn't work. Nuked him, and I get it. Bobby Green's, great, and he's a good fighter. He'll be ranked, and I'd like to see him fight like a Joel Alvarez, who's not ranked, because he was given this opportunity against Grant Dawson, who's ranked 10th. But I don't see that happening. So I think he'll end up fighting 9th ranked Dan Hooker. I think Renato Moicano is in play, even though he told him to suck at post-fight. I'm like, I get it, so Tyshawn says, I thought Dawson was going to win a really boring decision, but I knew he would get hurt. Was not expecting a KO, though. And definitely not in 33 seconds. Like, wow, It was pretty brutal. Pretty brutal indeed. So let me see. I should have pulled Tapology up on my card, on my phone right here. So I'm doing that now. Let's see. So I do all these live on the cuff. So like I'm here to chat with people, and that's kind of what I like to do. Let's see. No, not Fight Center. Tapology.com, great website if you want to check it out. Tyshawn says Green versus Hooker's son, but so is fun. So is Moicano. Yeah, I don't know. I think him and Moicano got some kind of beef there. It's really odd. It was impressive, but at the same time, it wasn't surprising. Is that fair to say? Yeah, I think that is very fair to say, Tyshawn. Like, Green can put you out. He's a savvy veteran, and he goes in there and he does these tricks. So like that step back thing, we've seen him do the shoulder roll and stuff before. That's super cool, Floyd Mayweather type stuff. But at the same time, like, he loses to fighters he should. So like, for example, he's fought in his last few fights. I got it pulled up here. He beat Tony Ferguson, who I could probably go out there and beat now. Jared Gordon, he accidental clash of heads. He got nuked by Drew Dober. He got destroyed by Islam, but he beat Nasrat Haqparast, and he lost to Iaquinta, or he beat Iaquinta. He lost to Fiziev and Thiago Moises. So like, he wins the fights he should, and he loses the fights he shouldn't. That's that's about where Bobby Green should be. If I can get my thumbs now to work. So Joe Pyfer and Abdul Razak Al Hassan. I didn't pay too much attention to this, but it was a quick fight. Second round finish, and Joe Pyfer's good, and he grabbed Al Hassan and just slammed him, which was really cool. I enjoyed seeing that because Joe Pyfer's fun, man. He really is. He's wild. Yeah, the Fiziev fight was closer than people give credit for. No, circling back to Bobby Green. Yeah, Green came on strong at the very end of that fight, and that really started to give us questions about Fiziev's cardio, and that proved to be not a big concern against Rafael dos Anjos, I believe. Yeah, so Joaquin Buckley and Alex Morono. Buckley just kind of beat up on Morono for 3 rounds. I really like Alex Morono. I think he's going to make a really good head coach one day. So he's down there in Austin, and I've talked to him a couple times just because he's a cool guy. Pyfer seems legit. He is a bit more exposed now, but he's still legit. Yeah, he's got power in his hands. But anyway, so Morono's like really smart, and he's very philosophical, I guess, if that makes sense, in the fight. I don't know. It's cool, though. So, like, I think he's going to make a good coach. Buckley, he seems to have found a home at 170. So this was, his second fight at 170. And he's 2-0 there. He beat Andre Fialho, which was a good win for him. That was a good fight to book for him. I really think that was awesome. Drew Dober nuked Ricky Glenn after Ricky Glenn tried to grab his glove. That was awesome. A great student of the game, Morono is, and he wins purely out of fight IQ. Yeah, he does. And he stays in these fights he shouldn't have with fight IQ as well. So, like, there was no reason he shouldn't have been in that close of a fight with Anthony Pettis. And Pettis came on strong at the end just for being a veteran. And a lot of people remember him from that 27-second KO of Chaos. But, like, he's beat Reese McKee, Max Griffin, Zach Otto, Song Kanan. He's beat Donald Cerrone, and that was a sad fight because Cerrone is one of my all-time favorites. That was a first-round finish. Davis Wada, Mickey Gall, Schlemmersberger. He lost to Pons, but it was a close fight. Then he beat Tim Means. So, yeah. Bill Algeo beat Alexander Hernandez. Hilarious. Kovacevic got her third win in a row, I believe. A fourth win in a row after going on a 5-fight losing streak, or 4-fight. No, that is 5. She lost 5 in a row. Talked about wanting to retire and not fighting and wanting to kill herself. Like, oh my gosh, lady. Yeah. And then she goes on and beats Felice Herring, Silviana Juarez, Vanessa Demopoulos, and Diana Belbita in this last fight. So, good win for her. Vanessa, aforementioned, beat Kanako Murata. Good win. Ariki Lang beat Johnny Munoz Jr., and JJ Aldrich beat Montana De La Rosa. That is his most, it was his most embarrassing. Yeah, it is a bit dark, but glad to see she's on a 4-fight win streak now. I want to go and talk about Leigh Wood in a minute here. So Leigh Wood, boxing champion. I forget what weight class, there's so many. Let me pull him up too. I should have had this up beforehand. He fought Josh Warrington, though, this weekend, Saturday, in the beginning of the prelims. So Leigh Wood, he's 28-3, 17 knockouts. He's the world featherweight champion. He's the best in the world at featherweight. You'll remember him in 2022, his epic fight with Michael Conlan. That's that fight where he was winning, kind of. It was a very close fight, and in round 12, he catches him with an uppercut, and Conlan, falls through the ropes. He went and lost via TKO to Mauricio Lara. He avenged that loss next with a masterful 12-round decision. So he fought Josh Warrington, who is 31-2-1 now. He's 31-3-1, and Warrington always brings a brutal pace. I love Leigh Wood. So, the kid is must-watch boxing. He's just that good. Yeah, he was losing that fight. Tyshawn, I do believe that Wood was losing that fight because, man, Warrington comes to fight every single time. I really think that, he could have lost that fight if it would have went to decision. I think he was coming on strong towards the end, though. But, man, that very ending sequence, I blinked. My daughter was crying. I have a 10-month-old or 11-month-old, and she was crying. And just, I was holding her, kind of rocking her, yada, yada. It's okay, baby. Blah. It's my baby girl. And so I'm peeking over, though, at my iPad, because my wife's watching the LSU football game on the TV. So I'm like, oh, what's going on there? And then I look away for a second, the football game, and then I look back, and Warrington's on the ground, and I'm like, whoa, what just happened? It was crazy, dude. I was like, oh my gosh, that is an amazing knockout. Round 7, too. So, there was still a lot of fight to go with that, though. I'm not saying that Wood couldn't have come back and won that fight. He definitely could have. But it was man, it was crazy. I was like, yes. So I was happy to see him get a win. He's anytime Leigh Wood fights, now I'm going to watch because he's always fun. And I kind of slept on him against the Lara fight. He lost that and said, oh yeah, of course, Leigh Wood lost to Lara. Michael Conlan was definitely never legit. But now, Michael Conlan's losing a lot, but Leigh Wood's winning fights, winning good fights against Lara, Conlan, and now Warrington. So, as for what's next for him, what's the rankings in that division? Who else they got? Figueroa, that'd be a great one. Habzi Ramirez, you got Ray Vargas, you got Dogbo. You got some decent fights that he can go in there and take. So yeah, give me the Brandon Figueroa though, the UK versus the United States. Just went full bleed as well. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was insanity. So yeah, I like that fight. All right, let's close it out this week. We're gonna go over a few fights on this weekend. It's at the Apex again, so UFC Vegas 81. Edson Barbosa and Sadiq Youssef, a 145 fight, which Barbosa's found a lot of success in. as of late since moving down. He struggled and he lost to Felder, then Ige, which was a split decision. I had him won. Then he beats Makwan Amirkhani in that scary knockout to Shane Burgos. Giga beat him up, which is sad, because that's Giga Chikazzy. And then Bryce Mitchell beat him. So in his last fight, Billy Quarantillo did the exact same thing Grant Dawson did. I made a video on this as well. But yeah, so like Quarantillo just dips. And instead of catching him with a straight left like Bobby Green caught Grant Dawson, Edson Barboza catches him with a knee. Like, don't dip your head, guys, on these shots. And if you do, make sure you make the shot convincing, because Quarantillo did the exact same thing 3 times. He dipped his head to the left, I believe it was. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But he's fighting Sadiq Yusuf, who Contender Series veteran and been with the promotion for a while now. And, he suffered a close loss to Arnold Allen in 2021, but since then he beat Sakares and Don Shanias. I don't know who that is. First round knockout, though. He was supposed to fight. Yeah, you don't duck your head against Barboza, dude. He has too many nasty kicks. But this is kind of how you say, this is Sadiq Yusuf's shot at a upper ranking, right? So the UFC likes to step people up in I don't want to say like tiers, but like they'll step you up. They'll fight a tighter challenger, then a formal champion, and then you'll fight the champion, and that's how you know you get your title shot. So Yusuf is getting to fight. Let's see, is he fighting? He's fighting down against Barboza. Wow, that's a fun fight though. So yeah, I'm tuning in for that. That's going to be great. Jennifer Maia versus Viviana Araujo. Okay. Jonathan Martinez and Adrian Yanez. Banger. Yanez needs to come back with a win here after losing to Rob Font. He just kind of was banging it out. Got to learn from that. Jonathan Martinez, good fighter. So Michelle Pereira and Andre Petrovsky. Edgar Chairez and Daniel Lacerda. Christian Rodriguez. Sam Simon. Yeah, Darren Elkins is back. TJ Brown. That's a fun fight. Let's see. Chris Gutierrez is back. I like that one too. Terrence McKinney fighting Brandon Moret. Fun fight. So yeah, thank you all for coming. Bangers indeed, Tyshawn says. So yeah, we're going to end it here. Thank you all for watching the podcast. If you could, go drop me a follow on YouTube. Fight Library is the channel. Also, fightlibrary.substack.com, where I also send these videos and podcasts right to your inbox. That is my #1 platform, and Blaine Henry TFL on Twitter. If you want to contact and just chit chat with me. Tyshawn, what's I need the Discord, so comment it and I'll hop on in and say what's up, bro. So anyways, guys, I'm out. Catch you next week for episode 254. Sadiq Yusuf and Edson Barboza. Let's hope Edson gets a gadoosh himself. Later.